guys going to be trying out another soft plastic from Eurotackle's micro finesse section. This is the EPF Swim. It's a 9-pack in the purple shad color. So I have one of these tied on. I think it fits pretty well on a 1/64 ounce trout magnet style jig head. I've tried a lot of these kind of like swim shad type lures before, the smaller ones, and none of them have really swum well. Usually the tail just doesn't paddle as well as on the larger version of these lures. So I am a little excited to try this and see how it works. Like all the Eurotackle lures, it is very small. That was a squirrel that just scared me. But very small and very soft, so the tail should produce a lot of commotion there in the water. So we will throw this thing around and hopefully we can get into some nice sized panfish, and I hope this swims well. So let's give it a shot and let's see what happens. Alrighty, so there is a better look at the lure that we are going to be going with, the EPF Swim from Eurotackle. I got that on my extra ultralight Daiwa Presso rod, Daiwa Presso reel, and some 3-pound Daiwa Geka Bijin. I'm sure that's not how you pronounce it, but some 3-pound Japanese fluorocarbon. So cast well, we'll swim it back to us. I don't think I'm really going to twitch the rod tip a lot because I'm hoping the tail just catches a lot of water and creates a very nice action. Yeah, looks pretty good. Hard to see because it's purple on a dark background, but it looks like the tail is fluttering very nicely. So now we just need a fish to go after it. Oh, fish on. Oh, it's a largemouth. Ooh. Not a big one, but tough to get that guy in on this extra ultralight, especially if he wrapped himself up somewhere. Pounder or so, maybe a little bit more. Come on, dude. Yeah, a little bit more than a pound. Ooh. Come here. Come on, come on, come on. All right, first fish on the EPF Swim. Alrighty, take a look at this one. This is a nice size largemouth bass, a little bit more than a pound or so. So we got one fish on the EPF Swim. I was not expecting something this big, but I will take it. So let's get this guy back. Go ahead, dude. And let's get that lure back on out in the water. You know, it almost never fails. This little lure produced a decent sized largemouth, and when I try to target large fish with some larger lures, I end up getting a lot of dinks anyway. So I've always had the theory that big lures don't always mean big fish, because I've caught plenty of really, really nice fish, way bigger than that one, on some really, really small lures. I just think the small lures, they're a little bit easier for all fish to eat, so you're gonna get not only more bites, but the big fish don't mind it because it's an easy meal. So we got one nice fish on the EPF Swim. Let's see what else is out there. Oh, fish on. A little guy. Dink of a largemouth. Alright, second fish of the day. Another largemouth, but this is way smaller than the size of that first one, but this is about the size that I was expecting them. Really can't expect those big guys to go after tiny lures that often. You're definitely going to get a lot more of these guys. There we go, fish on. Another largie. Stay down, don't jump. Come on up here. Alrighty, largemouth number 3. Clearly smaller than that first one, but I think a little bit bigger. Actually, definitely bigger than that second one we caught. So the largemouths definitely love this EPF Swim. Now let's see if we can get some panfish, maybe a bluegill or a red ear sunfish. There we go, fish on. Another largemouth. Little one. Come here. Alright, fourth fish of the day. Another dink of a largemouth. So the largemouths definitely love this little swim bait from Eurotackle. Still looking for a panfish though, so we'll try to get one of those. Just had a bite there. Almost pulled the soft plastic off the hook, but it's still in good shape. Durability of this thing is pretty good. It's still the first one that I put on. It survived a whole bunch of fish and a whole bunch more bites. Now, see if we can still find that fish that just took a swing at it. Oh, fish on. What is this? Oh yes, not a bass. Little bluegill. Alright, there's our first non-bass of the day. Actually, it's a decent sized bluegill. I said little, and it is kind of little. I've caught bigger, but this is a respectable size adult. So, one panfish on the EPF Swim. We'll get this guy back. We'll try to get one more of these guys. Oh, fish on. That's another nice one. Oh, it's a bass that just spit the hook and left me with all this algae. Oh, fish on. Little guy. Little bluegill. Yeah, so I cast it out. I was letting this sink to the bottom before I started reeling it in, and this guy engulfed it. I mean, look how deep that thing is. So he wanted it, and he wanted it bad. So let's try to get this out of this guy's throat, and we'll see what happens. Alright guys, so that is going to do it. It's a pretty successful day with the Eurotackle EPF Swim. It's a very, very nice lure. I was worried about the action because all the other swim bait style lures I've tried that are really, really small, the tail just doesn't swim well. But the action on this was very, very nice. Either just swimming it horizontally or jigging it up and down, kind of when I just kind of let it sink. The tail fluttered around a bunch. And the fish really did seem to like it. Got several largemouths and a couple bluegill missed. Many, many more hits. It is a small lure, but there were probably a whole bunch of really, really small fish kind of picking at the tail, and then my bait would come back looking like that. I think this lure is really, really good for like maybe some smaller areas where you got to really pitch this into a small opening, maybe some small creeks where there's some heavy cover, because you can swim this back or jig vertically. You definitely need a small hook though. This is a trout magnet. I think it's a size 8 hook maybe. I don't know, you can look that up, but anything bigger than this and the hook's going to start going into the tail section, and I think at that point that might ruin the action a bit. But durability is also nice. This is the same soft plastic I started with, and it's still in pretty good shape. Got a little hole in it, but it still works. It could still probably last me several more fish. So that is the EPF Swim from Eurotackle. Another one of my favorites from Eurotackle. I've got a bunch of lures from Eurotackle that I've tried out now. Anaseptera is still #1, but now I've got several that are kind of right in that second tier. I think I would put the EPF Swim in that second tier of Eurotackle lures. It's a very, very nice lure. So I hope you guys liked it, and I will see you next time.